time that's necessary for you to be successful. It's necessary to do the necessary time. You can't cheat the system. You got to put in the work. It's going to take time for you to get there. And if that really truly scares you, if it truly makes you want to walk away from it all, or it makes you take longer than it usually would take you just because of the amount of time it's going to take you to become successful. Here's the thing, man. If people really understand this one piece of information I'm going to give out right now, here it is. Think about this. Whenever it comes to making a decision that you having trouble making as far as time, how long is it going to take me to get there? How long is it going to take me to reach my goal? How long is it going to take me to be successful? How long is it going to take? When you get in your mind that no matter how long it takes, as long as I get there, you're in a different place. When you get to the point to say, it doesn't matter how long. It doesn't matter how long. All that matters is that I get there. I heard Kevin Hart said when he was 10 years into his career, he said that, hey, what y'all have seen Kevin Hart has been the last 3 years. He said the last 3 years of my career have been amazing. But the first 7 were tough, tragic at sometimes. Hear what I'm saying? You have to do the time. So the piece I'm going to give you right now is this. If you don't remember anything from this show, remember this. The time is going to pass whether you do it or you don't do it. No matter how long it's going to take you, if you don't do it, you'll never even find out. You'll never find out. And here's the thing. It may take you a lot less time than you think. If you have in your mind, it doesn't matter how long it takes. That means it doesn't matter if it takes a long time. It doesn't matter if it takes a short amount of time. The only thing that matters is that I get there. I want to say really quickly, as I've been now cultivating myself and realizing, taking a timestamp on myself and realizing that, hey, yo, I reached the 5-year mark. Keith, good news. Hey, man. Good job. And I want to give a round of applause to all y'all out there. If you've been doing something for 1, 2, 3 years, stop right now. Just give yourself a round of applause. Say, I've been putting in the time, baby. Yes, you have. If you started working out last week and you've been going consistently every day, give yourself a round of applause. Because you starting to put in the time. Listen to what I'm saying. There's no way around credibility. Here we go. Here's the big word of the day. Credibility. Big word that everybody's afraid of. That credibility. How, Keith Good News, tell me, how do I gain credibility? It's by doing it over time. Do you know how credit works? What's the first word in credibility? What's the first part of it? It's credit. Do you know how credit works? Everybody's over 25 listens to this, so you better know how credit works or we got an issue. Credit works like this. Prove the ability to pay off over time, consistently, and your credit score will rise. Your credibility will increase, all by doing it over time. Paying your dues over time. Doing the time consistently over time. That is how you build credit. And that is how you build credibility. Shout out to all my people out there in the chat. What's up, Just a Dope Ass Podcast? What's up, man? Y'all know where to catch them on Saturday. My brother Davon. Yo, man, if y'all out there in Instagram Live, Facebook Live, man, go ahead. Y'all know what it is. Head over to the chat room in the app. Download the app. Yo, I'm just going to say it right now. We got a new app coming out, baby. I'm fired up. I've been holding my tongue. I didn't want to tell y'all because I've been so excited, and I didn't want to just be talking. I wanted to do the work. I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to get it done, ladies and gentlemen. Understand, I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get it done, but now it's done, and we can talk about it now. I walked the walk already. Here we go. Credibility. This is how it's done. Some of y'all gonna be scared of this conversation we about to have today. Y'all not ready for it, I promise, because y'all afraid to really do the time. Y'all don't want to put in the work over time. Y'all want to try it and see if it works. If it don't work the first time, you out. You a quitter. Don't come around me. Don't come around me. Don't listen to my show. It's over. Sign off, log off. I don't want you to follow. I don't want your Instagram, nothing. I don't hang out with people who do that. I don't spend time with those people. So as I say, credibility is what you do over time. You gotta put in the damn work. Consistency over time. You know, today was my first late show ever. And I knew one day it was going to happen. I took it on the chin like a champ. Didn't even let it affect me. I said, whatever. Because I'm still about to come in and do what I do best. I can't control what just happened to me. I've done my time. So even if I'm late, people will wait because my credibility is built. I've been doing this for 5 years. Strong, baby. So I got high credit. My credit is high. I got 2 degrees, baby, in communication. My credibility is high. At 7 years of learning and mastering one particular thing, I put in the work. Credibility is high. Jackie's in the comments right now. I'm going to tell y'all about Jackie. She got credibility because she put in the work. Jackie been doing this almost as long as I have. She got credibility. When she says something, people are going to listen to what she has to say because she put in the work over time. Ladies and gentlemen, I share this with you today only and only to realize that you cannot expect the finished result today. No. But if you continue on, if you do not quit, if you do not give up, if you do not, listen, never let up, because that's stopping your time stamp. See, it's difference between doing something over time and really just being around it over time. Let's talk about credit again. See, eventually, you can pay your credit card every month on time, but if you don't pay that thing off, your credit is not going to rise. You got to pay it off over time. You got to get it done over time. So that means you have to get a result over time. You can't just be doing the same thing, expecting different results for 5 years. That's not how you get there. It's people right now who've been doing radio for 10 years and don't got the same credibility. Because they've been in the same place for 10 years. Yeah, they got credibility, but they've been in the same place for 10 years. Their credibility only reaches so far. Where's the progress? What's the results? Over time. You pay your credit card off over time. You don't just maintain a balance. It's not helping you. You don't maintain a balance. You pay it off. You get it done. You complete it. You show progress. I didn't know we were going to be talking about money today, but you know what I'm saying. It is important to me. And I want to give a shout out to my cousin, Kay Cannon, who's been shooting this mini interview series, which was his idea, and I'm so appreciative of it because it really allowed me to reminisce on this journey and on myself and take a moment and recognize what has happened throughout this time. He said, hey, man, you reached 5 years, man. I want to document. I want you to talk about what that's like. And I didn't even realize that how long that's been. And here's the thing though. I know I got a lot more time to do. I'm not done. See what I'm saying? I don't want any more credit than I deserve. But I'm not also going to take any less credit than I deserve either. How does that sound to y'all? I don't want no more credit than I deserve. Don't give me more. Please do not. Give me only what I've earned. That's all I want. But I ain't going to take less than what I've earned either. It really allowed me to be able to sit and just, like I said, recognize, reminisce, think about, go through stories that I've forgotten about, times, emotions, in times in which it didn't look like it was going to work out. In times where I wasn't sure if this was going to actually be successful. In times where I had $8 in my personal bank account in December. In times where we stayed up late nights. In times where we slept in the airports to make this happen. Shout out to the squad. So understand, man, the time has been put in. I didn't just pop up out of nowhere. And you won't just pop up out of nowhere either. You must put in the time over time. And I promise you that, my friends, will earn you more credibility than you expected. Just because you're putting in the work and you've been doing it. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, people respect people who do things like, I'm going to bring up Drake for an example. He's such a respected artist because of what he's done over a time of career. I mean, he has more number one hits than the Beatles. This is like musical history now, so, but he's done it for so long. He's done it over time. He has hits for over years, and all the way from my grandmother and my daughter both know who Drake is. I mean, what else can we say? So I say that because what he's done over time has made him who he is. What he's done over the career, now he's who he is today. People never see the work that gets put in behind closed doors, man. And then, it's really hard for those people who put in the work behind closed doors to get the recognition that they feel they deserve. And I'm going to tell you why people don't get the recognition that they deserve. It's because they don't believe that they deserve it themselves, man. I'm going to be honest about that. People don't get the recognition that they deserve because they don't believe that they deserve it. This is just truth. Listen to me what I'm saying. I'm going to say it again for y'all in the back. People don't get the recognition they deserve because the person themselves don't feel like they deserve it. Do y'all get where I'm going at? They don't believe in themselves enough. Maybe they don't feel like they've put in enough time. Maybe they're trying to get more credit than they deserve. But if you say, hey, I do deserve this credit, and you just stand on that. See, you eat your food. You don't worry about another person's plate, another person's perspective. I said it before. Nobody's going to believe you great until you do first. Like, what are we talking about? Everything starts at you. You want somebody else to tell you to believe that you're great before you do. That is an incredible, impossible mindset. And if you have that mindset, if you don't believe that you are truly who you are, you're going to fail and lose to yourself. You're going to lose to yourself. People talk themselves out of greatness most of the time. Hear what I'm saying? People talk themselves out of greatness most of the time. Most of the time. Most of the time, we're talking ourselves out of things instead of into things. We're always trying to find a problem versus focusing on a solution. I'm going to give you an example. If I give you a list of problems, 9 are correct, 1 is incorrect. And I say, hey, look at this paper. what do you think? You're going to say, oh, well, you got one wrong. You're not going to say I got 9 right, because what we focus on everything bad that's going to happen. We focus on everything that's going to, we feel like is going to tear us away. I'm going to ask you right now, tear away that feeling of feeling like it's not going to happen. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? How would you act? What would you do? What chances would you take? I freaking dare you. You know I like challenges. I challenge you to create an act, to do an act that you would do if you knew you couldn't fail. What would you do? How would you act? What kind of confidence would you have? If you knew anything you did, you couldn't, like, you wasn't gonna fail at. And I'm gonna tell you, man, having that type of attitude is completely, it moves mountains. Let me just say that. It moves mountains. It'll move you. I mean, it would move your soul. You know, I have this thing that I share with people whenever I have a tough decision to make. I'm gonna give y'all some real key, whatever you want to call it, but I'm gonna give it to y'all, okay? Whenever I have an issue, whenever I feel like, you know, I don't know what I should do. We all get there, right? We know what we should do, but we're afraid to do it. I don't know what it is for you. Maybe it's making a decision. Maybe it's making a purchase. Maybe it's contacting a person. Maybe it's setting a meeting. Maybe it's sending the DM. I don't know what it is for you, but I'm telling you the scenario is the same. And the scenario is, I hold my breath and do the action. Hear what I'm saying? I'm going to give you an example. When it came down to purchasing a large amount of equipment at one point for the studio, and I was like, ooh, this is going to break the bank. But I needed to do it. So, of course, naturally, when you have such a big decision, you take a long time, right? You procrastinate. I got to do it. When I'm going to do it. I don't know when I'm going to do it. You beat around the bush forever because you're trying to avoid the inevitable. But here it is. Hold my breath. Hold your breath and do whatever it is you need to do. Because when you're holding your breath, let me tell you right now, when you're holding your breath, you realize that the only thing that actually matters in that moment is life. So whatever you're doing doesn't even matter. The only thing that matters is getting air. Understand the mindset. You recognize that this means nothing in comparison to me getting air. So you truly find value. You understand how easily it was to not have value over the thing that you were scared about doing. Because the only thing you value right now is a breath of fresh air. Breath of fresh air is the only thing you value at this moment. So you realize that the only thing that truly is valuable is life. So everything you're afraid of doing is not even important. Just do it. Take the chance. What are we talking about? When you're trying to be successful, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know a homeless person that's homeless because they was trying to be successful. I don't know one. Like, I'm not talking about like couch hopping. That's homeless. So I'm talking about living on the street out there on Skid Row. Nobody I personally have met that's trying to be successful or has been successful has ever been in that position. Successful people will get success. They're successful already. Successful people will get success. They attract it. So hear what I'm saying. You're not risking your life for what it is you afraid of. Like, the only thing you got to be afraid of is not breathing again. So whatever you're afraid of doing or stopping yourself from doing, it ain't even going to stop you from breathing. It ain't even close to stopping you from breathing. You mad because you might make $200 less a month. So it's scaring you. You might lose a little, you might put your little bit of security at risk, so it's scaring you. Let me tell you what, I'm going to tell you right now what my mentor told me. He said, Keith, if it's something you can't afford to do for yourself and for your business, it's also something you can, I'm sorry, let me run that back. I'm going to get this right. I'm going to hit this right on the head. All right. He said, if it's something you can't afford to do, hold on. He said, if you can't afford to do it, you can't afford not to do it. There we go. I was trying to put that together. Y'all get what I'm saying? It costs you not to do it just as it costs you to do it is the point I'm trying to make. It costs you either way. Every decision you make, there's a cost on either side. E.T. said, you know what's going to happen if you don't do it. Here's the truth. You already know what's going to happen if you don't do it. But you're not sure what's going to happen if you actually take the chance on you and just have faith in the process. I know it's a cliche, but it's true. You got to do the time, man. That's what I'm here to tell you today. This is my big message. Today, the message is you got to do the time. Overtime. You got to put in work. You got to be willing to say, man, I'm going to put in 10 years. Because 10 years from now, you're going to be like, man, I wish I would have just. Imagine if you had started something that you're doing today 10 years ago. Come on, man. What are we talking? Like, do y'all not seeing what I'm trying to share with y'all? It's going to take time. So don't let time be the reason why you don't start stuff or don't continue to do stuff. People be 6 months later and be like, man, I don't know, man, I'm tired of doing this. It's 6 months. 6 months. What are you talking about? People start podcasts 4 months ago. And they compare themselves to if Cardi B started a podcast, she gonna have more views than you, sir. She put in different kind of work than you did. Cardi B been building her name for years, man. She put in the work, sir. And a lot of people didn't believe in her, sir. Understand what I'm saying? You gotta put in the work over time, man. It ain't gonna happen like that. You got to go through the rubbish, man. You got to go through the gauntlet. You got to go through the gauntlet. It's a gauntlet, and you got to go through it. Listen, shout out to my brother Davon right there. Salute to the God. See, we understand that. We God talk. You know what I'm saying? My brother Davon out there, Generational Wealth. Man, check him out, man. And he'll tell you all about the stuff I was talking about credit. It's real talk, man. Go check him out. He always dropping facts and really trying to give people financial literacy and how to build wealth for their family and for generations to come. That's why he calls himself Generational Wealth. It's my brother. Check him out, man. What's up, Troy? I see you out there. Troy, it's really about doing the time. You know, we are both a part of the same fraternal organization. Blue Phi to my brothers out there. And we got to do the time. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But you got to do the time. You know, that's the way you get your credibility. You cannot do the time, but your credibility is not the same. If you're Greek, you know what I'm talking about. So this is what I'm saying. You got to do your time one way or the other. You don't get there by just showing up and thinking it's going to happen tomorrow. Because your credibility is the most important. I read a book called... and I say I read it because there's no way to read it straight through. It's 48 Laws of Power. And in that book, man, I mean, it really talks about how to maintain power of yourself. How, you know, my mentor always tells me don't tell people about this book, but I'm going to share it because it's taught me a lot of things. And it's going to challenge your mind. It's going to make you think some evil thoughts. And that is an important part of your mind being challenged. And not evil in the way of harming people, but just really just making you question a lot of yourself, and you question people around you. It truly is a very interesting book. But it's about power of you. 48 Laws of Power, man. And in that book, it talks about your reputation. It says, guard your reputation with your life. Hear what I'm saying? Safeguard it with your life. Because your reputation can win wars without you even being present. You see what I'm saying? You know how it feels if your reputation, when people know, like, some people have a reputation of a party people. I mean, you're a party person, right? Person loves the party. They have a reputation of a party. So when they get there, the party starts. When they get there, everybody's happier. They just walk in the room. They're like, oh, cool. What's the name here? Oh, we about to party now. Just because their credibility is built up over time for partying. It's the same it's the same thing. You can make people feel kind of way just by your presence, just based on your credibility. And that person don't have to do nothing different than anybody else. That person can just drink like everybody else, socialize like everybody else, but everybody around it, based on that person's credibility, feels better now because of that person's credibility. Or they found out that person was coming. How many parties you went to because you know somebody else was coming? Right? Or that person going to be there, or I'm rolling. Credibility is everything. And if you don't believe me, well, this ain't the show for you. So I want to tell you today, do the time, ladies and gentlemen. There's no way around that. That is a part of the formula. It's a part of the process. And it's, if not, in fact, the most important aspect of becoming successful. Doing the time over time. You got to put in the work. It's not going to take 1-2 years. It ain't going to take 3-4. It ain't going to take 4-5. I'm in year 5 and I'm nowhere near the 25-year-old me. God damn it. Imagine what I'll do 20 years from now. It's going to be nuts. And I'm willing to dedicate that much time already. Because I know what a 25-year-old veteran looks like. Until next time, y'all. I'll see y'all then. Y'all know what it is, Monday. Next Monday, I'll see y'all, right? Yeah, that's right. Next Monday. Check out my videos too, man. Go on my Instagram. Stop playing with me. I want to get my views up. Y'all help a brother out. Share it with people. I appreciate the people who have been sharing it, but I think these messages need to get out, and I spend time doing these videos so people can experience the show without having to listen. But y'all know what it is. We getting better. New app dropping, so we are doing our thing. Until next time, y'all, and I'm out. Yeah.